G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Aaron, and in this video I am explaining how I'm going about getting out a bit of a rut I've found myself in this past week. So I thought I'd share how I got myself into the rut and how I'm going to get out of it. Before we get into today's practices, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
Are you tired of your hat falling off during handstands? Well, so was I. That's why I invented the handstand hat. The handstand hat not only looks great, but it fits well with this no-nonsense clip. Clip it on, look great, and complete your handstand. Take that, UV! It never falls off, stays on your head during even the hardest handstand. Only $29.99 at a store near you. Thank you, handstand hat. Take that, UV.
So many of you may not be aware, but I'm actually a lawyer, a practicing lawyer. I went to law school straight out of high school and into the legal industry. I've had my own law firm on the Sunshine Coast that I own and run for the last 10 years. But I just sold it, and it settled last Wednesday. I sold the firm, and now I have to do 6 weeks of full-time employment with the new owners. So it was very stressful getting it to the point of sale, and my training and my eating and all the things that make me happy and feel good, my meditation, my breath work, kind of went out the window, and I haven't been taking very good care of myself at all. In addition to the sale, someone very close to me got a phone call while they were in my company and were told that their partner was killed in a traffic accident. And it was a pretty traumatic experience to go through, and to help that person receive that news and to get them home was pretty full on. So I think that really spiked my stress. It maxed it out, plus what's going on with the sale and handover. So yeah, my training, everything's just kind of gone out the window for close to 2 weeks, I would say. And yeah, I've been drinking a lot of alcohol, eating crap food, not eating enough, not sleeping great, and just pretty much neglecting myself. So this morning I decided enough's enough. I woke up feeling absolutely terrible. I've got to get myself out of this rut, so I want to tell you how I'm going about it. One of the challenges I've been having is with my programming, because previously, when I was the owner of the practice, I could design my day so that I could train at lunch, do some jiu-jitsu in the lunch break, or some calisthenics or some hand balancing during the day. But now I'm back to pretty much a full-time work schedule at my desk, which is very difficult for me because I haven't done that for a while. I've kind of broken my days up with periods of work, but then longer breaks. But now I'm back in an employee situation just for 6 weeks. I need to adjust my approach. So one of the things, the traps that I was falling into, was I was only focusing on the working hours that are making me suffer, and I've realized I need to focus on the windows before work and after work. I'm not getting much of a lunch break at the moment, so I really need to focus on getting up, 5:30, something around there, and getting a couple of hours to myself before work. And then, I finish at 5 or 5:30, focusing on the few hours in the afternoon after work. And I think it's really important that I bookend my day, because, I sold my practice because I don't enjoy doing this work anymore. I don't enjoy being a lawyer anymore, and it makes me suffer, and I don't like being inside all day long, sitting down at a desk dealing with high stress situations. So I'm leaving that world behind, but I have to keep doing it for 6 weeks in an employment capacity. So my focus needs to switch to before and after work for my training. So this morning I sat down with my journal and I wrote down a couple of questions for myself. I think this is a great way to do some introspection on how to feel better. So I just instinctively wrote down a couple of questions. Question 1, how can I get the most out of the next 6 weeks? Question 2, how can I feel as good as possible in the next 6 weeks? Question 3, who can I help in the next 6 weeks? Question 4, what skills can I improve in the next 6 weeks? So I've got some answers to those questions. That gives me some intentions for the next 6 weeks. I've set some new goals. I've thought about some people I would really like to help in the next 6 weeks. I've got some hand balancing skills to work on. My BJJ, I really want to work on some different combinations there and get some mastery around some combos. And I really want to just keep creating and making these sorts of videos to help you guys. So thanks to all the new subscribers for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. It makes me really happy. Okay, so what I've done is I've mapped out the week ahead and I've just jotted down the sessions I'm going to do before and after work, because for the next 6 weeks, the middle of the day is pretty much out. So I'll have the weekends and I'll have before and after work on each weekday. So I've broken my training up into my straight arm work, my bent arm work, and I do locomotion and legs in the same session. So I've got those 3 sessions and I've just put them in before and after work, as well as 3 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes, and there's one night there where I do a double session. I do an MMA class as well as the BJJ. So that is how I've gone about designing the week ahead. Now, will I hit this flawlessly and pull it off as planned? Probably not. I know that going in, but it's a plan. And if you don't have a plan, you're just drifting, which for me is not good because I'm a procrastinator, and I've also set some rules around diet this week. So I really got to clean my diet up because the fast food and the alcohol have not been good. I have suffered from some arthritic fingers from not caring for myself in the past, and the stress BJJ puts on it. I can tell when I'm not looking after myself because the arthritis, my finger joints swell up. And when I go on a bit of a gut health protocol, which is I tend to reduce my gluten, processed sugars, alcohol, and I eat just a balanced diet of organic fruit and vegetables, some nuts, and just some like grass-fed beef, some nice meat. All the swelling in my fingers just goes down. So that's a solution for me for inflammation. I'm in a high stress period here, so I'm also mindful of putting in some breath work and meditation each morning, even if it's only 15 minutes, just to really settle my nervous system. And in the evenings, I've promised myself I will meditate each night to just calm that nervous system down. So got to be careful not to add too much stress to the body, but I think for me, it's going to help offset the work stress. It's going to be really important that I'm working towards some skills, and it gives me some meaning for the next 6 weeks. Otherwise, I could go crazy. So making this video could just be therapy for me, or it might help show you how I'm going about it. Hopefully give you some tips or tools to get you out of a rut if you're in one right now, or if you ever find yourself in one. So I'll share some of the different things that I'm going to be working on. It's stalder day today, so I'm going to get to it. Yoo!
Warming up, I like to start with 2 sets of 60-second passive hang. Just let it all hang out, nice and relaxed, and just stay there for 60 seconds, have 60 seconds rest, and go again for another 60 seconds.
Something I wanted to touch on is investing in your practice. Now, what do I mean by that? See these bars? I actually built them. I ordered the steel, I dug the holes, I clumsily tried to erect the structure. I had to get a welder around to weld it. My brother had to help me he's a bit more handy than me. But what I'm saying is I've used these bars a lot because I've invested time and energy into building them. So I think when you put that energy into something, you're more likely to use it and stick with it. So I'll show you some other things that I've built too later in this video, but I just wanted to share that little thought.
Next, I like to warm up the spine with some spinal waves. These spinal waves are from front to back, starting with the head. The chin goes out first, next the chest, then finally the hips. And we're just trying to loosen up that spine and encourage it to curve vertebrae by vertebrae. So when it comes time to stalder, we can really round down and back up again. After 2 lots of 60 seconds of spinal waves, I will warm up my neck, just spending roughly 2 minutes doing neck circles just to warm up the neck and encourage some looseness in the neck for when it comes time to do the stalders. The neck obviously controls the spine, which has a lot of nerves running down, communicating with the other limbs of the body, so it's always a great place to start. Here I like to do some shoulder dislocates using a broomstick. In this particular drill, the hands are facing backwards. And then what I like to do is another set with the hands facing the other way. So I'll typically do 10 to 20 reps and do 2 or 3 sets of these. These are very easy to cheat, so what I like to do is take a very firm grip with my fingers and not let them slip around the broomstick as I go. That just encourages a stricter form and focuses on the shoulders rolling back to front and in reverse again.
Okay, here's something else that my dad helped me build. He's a good woodworker. Is this box. So just a ply box. I've been using it for stalders and hand balancing. You can use it for step ups or whatever, but I love that my dad, you know, helped make me that, and I use it a lot. So, you know, having things like that to use, to train with, just help keep me motivated. And yeah, I like that there's some family energy in it too.
First working set of Jefferson Curls. The legs stay straight and I'm trying to roll the spine down and back up again as best I can. I'm using a 20 kilogram barbell here on an elevated box. I'll do 2 sets of 10 reps, and on the final rep I like to do a nice long hold for at least 30 seconds, really trying to lengthen through the hamstrings and the lower back. This is a test of the negative part of the stalder, which you can see I don't quite have just yet. I'm scraping my feet on the ground, so plenty more work to do here. And between sets, I like to juggle. I'm currently working on 4 ball and trying to work up to 5 balls eventually.
Here's one that my kids love.
This is a hanging straddle raise. I do 2 sets of these for anywhere from 3 to 5 reps, really focusing on the spine and the compression in the hip flexors. Trying not to use my lats and rather just really trying to compress and roll just to encourage the similar pattern to the stalder. Today I did 2 sets of loaded pancake stretches using a barbell, which is 20 kilograms, on an elevated surface. Just to get deeper into the hamstrings, I'll do 10 reps, 2 sets, and on the final rep, I like to remove the barbell and get down deep into that stretch for at least 60 seconds, really trying to compress my hip flexors and push my chest out further and further to get deeper into the stretch. Then moving on to the active stalder sets. I'm working on the negatives, which are the downward section of the stalder on an elevated surface, and I will typically do 1 rep at a time at the moment, and I'll have a break of up to 30 seconds, and I'll do anywhere from 10 to 20 sets of these, just depending on how I'm feeling. As a general rule, it's best to work 2 levels below your best. So as you can see, this is my best effort on the flat. I'm not quite getting the clearance, so I'm still working on an elevated box for now, but it will be tempting just to test where things are at. Don't be afraid to fall and just see where you're at every so often, but always work 2 levels below your best.
Okay, sorry if I'm shaking a bit from that last set, but here we have my stalder box progressions. I don't know if you can see that real good, but I started on this box here, which my dad helped me make. He helped me make them all, even the plank that just had to get cut. But I started on this one, and now I'm on this one because my range has improved quite a lot. My goal is this one, which is pretty much the flat ground. So I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way. So you just got to keep consistent, keep doing the progressions. I'm working a lot of negatives, and over the months you get lower and lower, and soon, I hope, the ground.
Today I wanted to test where I'm up to from an elevated surface, attempting the full pattern. As you can see, it's not pretty, but I am able to get up and back down now from this height, which is good progress for me. I need a lot more compression, a lot more mobility to make this pattern easier. So it's just fun for me to test where it's at and just to see what I need to do to improve. I know I need a lot more compression and a lot more mobility, which will come over time as I just keep repping it out.
Okay, so that's about it for the workout. I think I'm pretty cooked. Those compression drills for the stalders really get my hip flexors and a bit of pressure on the wrists. I probably spent a few too many reps testing, which breaks a few of my own rules, but I had a great session. It was just great to get the endorphins going. I'm feeling so much better, especially for being in the sunshine, being outside. It's so nice, and I just feel so much better already. And having set those intentions for the next 6 weeks, it's just giving me some meaning and a bit of purpose, a bit of intent. So I'm feeling a lot better already. I can feel myself climbing up out of that rut. I'm going to finish today's session with a bit of meditation, which is going to be just focusing on the breath. I'm going to lay down for 10 minutes and just concentrate on my breath in and out through the nostrils. Just put my awareness on the tip of my nose and just ride the breath for 10 minutes just to have that chill out bookend to the session. I'll put the workout and the skills and drills and sets and reps I did today in the description below. I would love it if you like this video and subscribe if you got something out of it. I'll post some more over the next 6 weeks just to let you know how everything's progressing, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya.